know we're coming from a lot of different perspectives, and some of us are really holding on really tightly to our kids, while others are really having no boundaries because we think they can just do everything on their own and it's no big deal. And ultimately, as they're tweens and teens, when there are no boundaries, kids are kind of doing their own thing their own way, and they feel disconnected, and they're pushing limits, and there's no structure for them. And so I get that we have this kind of continuum of moms here, and I want to just address kind of everything in the thought of, let's let our kids have the cues, give us cues for when they're ready to let go. So in my book, Momafesto, I have this quote from let me see real quick. There's a book called Real Boys, Rescuing Our Sons from the Myths of Boyhood by William Pollock, that really is so great for girls and boys. My disclaimer is for girls. I think girls, what I've seen for girls is they're just like, I'm ready to take on the world, I'm ready to let go, you know, and that's in general. And boys seem to just develop and grow slower. And so this one's going to just focus on boys, but the whole point of this is to allow kids to cue us about how we can let go of them. So boys are pushed to separate from their mother prematurely. Mother is expected to cut the apron strings that tie the son to her and the entire family. As early as age 5 or 6, many boys are pushed out of the family and expected to be independent in school, at camp, at all kinds of activities and situations that they may or may not be ready to handle. We give our boys in early adolescence a second shove into new schools, sport competitions, dating, travel, jobs, and more. The problem is not that we introduce our boys to the world. That's what we as parents should be doing. It's how we do it. We expect them to step outside the family too abruptly, with too little preparation for what lies in store, too little emotional support, not enough opportunity to express their feelings, and often with no option of going back or hanging course. We don't tolerate any stalling or listen to any whining. That's because we believe disconnection is important, even essential, for a boy to make a break and become a man. We do not expect the same of our girls. In fact, if we forced our daughters to disconnect in the same manner as we do boys, with so little help and guidance, we would expect the outcome to be traumatic. So I just go on to say, although this insight centers on boys, there's a point that translates to girls as well. And again, I'll reiterate, it's allowing the kids to cue us for their timetable in letting go. So what are some of the cues we're looking for? They include, as we talked about in an earlier video, developmentally. When are they ready? Just physically able, mentally, emotionally, socially able. And just could use a little nudge because they're once in a while already doing something on their own and they just need a little nudge, or they can continue to do it. Secondly, when we go to help them, they look at us and they're like, what are you doing? Like, I got this. That's a cue that we can pull back. So their reactions are really great cues. And maybe they're asking us, hey, do you mind if I do this? Or can't I just do that? Or how come I can't just do this? Those are really great cues to let them kind of go. Just go with it and see what happens. When we let go too fast, too much, like you should be able to do this and you should just do this and that, and whether it's chores or relationships or needing support or whatever, and we're like shocked that they need us in some way, and they can't come to us, then they figure out other ways of handling life on their own. So then they'll go to kids, other friends, and not come to us anymore. They don't trust us. They'll push boundaries and limits because we don't have structures in place, because we've let the wheels off the train and like everything's just going everywhere. And it creates in kids kind of this insecurity that that I don't have my boundaries in place externally from my parent. So I guess I'm just going to be wild and do whatever I want to do. So what do you do, right? So I'm throwing a lot out at you, and what do you do? So first of all, I want you to consider, do I have control issues, or do I have kind of these loose boundary issues and my kids don't have structure? I mean, do they have a bedtime that's enforced? Do they know they need to do homework and that's going to be checked on? You know, is there just some like normal things that are happening that I'm engaging in continually that they kind of know? Can I then, if we're good on these things, can we then loosen some things a little over time? If they start pushing back or being rude or whatever, maybe we can, you know, address those things in different ways. But allowing them to kind of flourish and blossom while we're letting go, but keeping boundaries. Now, one of my favorite analogies is like when you go bowling and you pull the kitty bumpers out. So when you do that, your ball has a place to go, but not just in the gutter. So we're not going to gutter. By the time junior and senior year, you pull those back. Junior, senior year of high school, you pull those back and let them gutter. It's okay because they're still in your bowling house. I think the bottom line is every kid is different, and they will so cue us as to what they need when. It's really profound to let them gauge their own growing up, and that we're kind of responding, right? So we are engaging, but we're watching, and every kid is different. So every kid, just because your daughter started to be sassy at 9 doesn't mean that your son will, right? Or it doesn't mean that your other daughter will. So we have a wide range of kids who are kind of being in their own little cocoons and busting out on their own timetables. And this video is really just about asking you to consider each of your kids and what stage are they in, and is there too much letting go too soon, and what can be done to kind of corral that in gently.